I was attacked by a gigantic moth, and I hate moths. And it was so big that I thought it was a hummingbird on my porch. And I got so excited. And I was like, oh my God. And I ran to go see if it was a hummingbird, and it was a gigantic moth. And I was like, ah! Like, it was
I
terrible.
I hate the season in Colorado when all the moths like do their migration thing and they just like they just show up like they come out of nowhere. It's like one day your house is fine and then the next day there's 20 moths just flying around. Like what do you mean? Where did you come from? How did you get into my house? I'm calling the police. This is insane. I can't.
911, I was attacked.
Welcome to Dysfunctionally Yours, the podcast where we embrace the chaos, laugh through the struggles, and find hope on the other side of trauma. I'm your host, Brittany, and if you've ever felt like your life was a beautifully messy roller coaster of dysfunction, trust me, you're in good company. Here, we'll have real, raw, and sometimes ridiculous conversations about mental health, relationships, and healing, because let's be honest, life isn't always pretty, but that doesn't mean we can't come out of it stronger and maybe even smiling. So grab a cup of coffee or a glass of bubbles, and let's navigate this wild journey together, dysfunctionally, but never alone.
Did you see Britney Spears as the reflecting pool vandal?
Yes.
I sent that to like everyone I knew and I got so many chuckles back for that one. I felt proud of myself for that one. I'm like that was good, Chris. That was a good one. I didn't make that or take that photo of her, but it makes perfect sense. Now we know.
I didn't go to DC and get Britney Spears to stand in the pool. Like, I wasn't there that day.
No, she did that herself, but
yeah.
Just kidding, Brittany. Love you.
She's
maybe I don't know.
Like, she is the train wreck that I can't look away from, and I want to every time. Like, I want so badly to be able to look away.
I've almost left the discussing Brittany Reddit so many times because I'm like, I can't keep giving energy to this, but for some reason I just never leave. And then I saw a post literally yesterday that I think I sent it to you. She wants to have another baby, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, she made a post and she was like made some reference to like aliens bringing her guitars, and she said music is therapy or something, and that she hopes one day she can sing to her new baby and have another baby or something. I don't know, something like that. I don't think any of us really know what she's trying to say in her messages, but yeah, so she wants to be a mother again.
She wasn't a mother the first time.
Yeah. No, I know. But she wants, and more power to her. Like, if I think maybe she should focus on the 6 or 7 dogs. 6, 7. I totally did that like without even thinking about that. That's crazy. Sorry, my Gen Z is showing her 7 dogs that aren't in her videos anymore. So I'm like, do you even have dogs anymore? Like, what? You had like so many of them and now there's none. And I don't know. I have so many questions about her life.
I don't anymore.
Really?
I just don't.
Is it because none of it like makes any logical sense?
Yeah.
Like when she got pulled over and she was like, you can come back to my
house and have lasagna.
I'll make you a lasagna. I have a pool. Like, girl, like that's not what. No, and what is with the hat? Like, I'm not one to fashion shame because I believe fashion is beautiful and expressive, and we can do all the things. But she be wearing the same hat every.
It's not It's
I
not
just
the hat that bothers me. She often wears these really ugly brown, like chunky high heels, and she wears them with everything and they don't even match. And I'm like, Brittany, you had a stylist for years. You can't tell me that you didn't learn a thing or two. And those heels are not it.
I thought they were black. See, everyone in the comments were like, "Oh my gosh, these shoes are so ugly," and I'm over here like, "I actually think they look good," but I thought they were black, and black goes with like everything.
No, she
She
has a pair of black strappy ones that she wears, but she has these ugly brown ones that she just throws on with shit that it doesn't even make sense. I'm like, that you can't. Were those just the ones laying there? They were just laying around. Like when I take my dog for a walk, I just grab the shoes that I kick off by the door. Like, those are your kickoff heels? What? No, I just don't. You know what's really cool about my new medication is that there's so much less happening in my brain.
It's nice, isn't it? It's just kind of like
Yeah.
it gets quieter.
Yes.
I
But like, I was on the phone yesterday, talking to somebody, and it was not a work day, right? So I did not get up and like immediately start brain selling. And so I was mid-sentence, which I often am, right? Like ADHD, I usually have like 9,000 things going on, but I can usually pick up where I like lost a thought. I can be like, oh, grab it back out of air and find it again. No, I like lost train of thought mid-sentence, and then it never came back, and I was just like,
the train left the station.
yeah, and it was, like,
Never to return.
empty. It was empty in my brain, and I was just like,
What were we talking about?
"What?" And, like, they went to remind me, and I was like,
Maybe?
yeah, I don't
Sure.
know. So sentences? Like, it was just there was nothing there. It was like a legit cut off sentence that there was nothing to follow, and I was like, that's
Do you get
interesting.
do you get the like crazy intense dreams?
I had a dream the other night, and it actually did freak me out a little bit. I had a dream the other night that my brother got out of prison and was FaceTiming me
Oh.
to scream at me.
Oh, yeah.
And I woke up in like this pure panic because I was like, why didn't anybody tell me he got out? And then it wasn't until I was making my coffee later into the morning that I was like, oh, wait,
He didn't.
not real.
Not
That was
real.
not real. And I remember that happening whenever I was on them before. I remember a time where I thought I must have had, like, I had a dream that I went shopping for new underwear at Victoria's Secret, and I woke up the next day, took a shower, got ready, was looking for this bag. I looked for this bag for like 2 hours. I went to the laundry, I went to the car, I looked in the trunk.
Like,
I
where's
tore
my
my room up.
bag?
Where's my bag? I swore up and down that I pulled up my bank account because I was like, where's all of this stuff? No, I didn't go to the store. So
I mean,
they're very realistic.
I had a dream. I told you about it a couple weeks ago that I was in a coma for because I crashed my car, and I was just in a coma for weeks. And I was in high school, but apparently I had bought a house, and I was super stoked to move into my house, and then I crashed, and then I was in a coma. So I don't know. We were talking a little bit before this. My worst side effect on my medication is just I'm hot constantly. Like, yes, I'm gorgeous, but also I am just sweating and hot, and it's 95 degrees out right now, and it is miserable. I do not like leaving the house. I don't even keep my curtains open. Like, I want this house dark. I am a vampire. I can't be exposed to the sunlight. I go outside for 5 minutes and I get a sunburn. Like, I can't do this. This is too much. Like, I need to live somewhere like Scotland, Ireland, or if we're staying in the States, like Oregon or Washington, and Ryan was like, oh, we live in one of the sunniest states in the United States. Well, bro, why'd we move here? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't. We should have done more research. I mean, I love Colorado, and I never would have met you, and I love you, but like, I just can't. I just can't.
I mean, I remember,
Do you remember?
Fuck, what was I talking about? Oh, I saw something the other day, and the guy, it was like a TikTok or something, and the guy was like, what is wrong with Colorado's sun? It is, in fact, brighter than any sun anywhere you go. Like, it's not even that it's more intense, it's that it's brighter. It is a brighter sun.
You open the door and the sun is like, they're ready to greet you like, good morning, let's burn your flesh off.
And I laughed a little bit about it because, right, as we know, like if anybody were to be like, what is a Brittany like signature look, it's gonna be the sunglasses on top of my head. I do not leave without sunglasses ever. I never have. I have high school pictures of me with sunglasses on my head in high
I
school.
wear sunglasses when it's cloudy.
No, I do too. But like I've lived all around the world and I've never taken the sunglasses off the top of my head. It's very much just a Brittany staple. You'll see me at home working from home with sunglasses on my head. Why are the sunglasses on your head, Brittany? Well, because it's bright outside. Like I always have sunglasses and
not outside at all, but why do you have it? It's a bright
outside.
duh.
Like I don't want to get caught outside without sunglasses. Like that is tragic. And like if I do walk outside without sunglasses, I'm like, oh God, the sun. And I like run back inside. Like it was the worst thing in the whole wide world. But like this is how I was very much brought up, was with this glaringly bright sun. And so even as a high school kid, I developed this like, we're just going to put sunglasses on. We're going to wear sunglasses. And it never, ever, ever went away. And I was just like, sir, to the man on the TikTok, I'm like, I suggest you invest in a good pair of sunglasses. Cause like, and now people know this is why I wear sunglasses on my head. It's fucking bright outside.
I think I sent you a text like last week, and I was like, I'm so over. I'm gonna file a class action lawsuit to remove the sun from Colorado. Like I don't care if I have to work by candlelight. Like I am not like I will do what the Pilgrims did. I can't.
The
it is too
had sun.
Well, maybe they shouldn't have.
Go to Alaska.
Well, I don't want to go all the way to Alaska. Like that seems far. I just want the perfect climate wherever I am.
Yeah, so there is this new island that I heard of, and it is called Chris's Island. And I suggest you just move to it, and then the world will revolve around you because it is your island.
Speaking of islands, do you watch Love Island? Do you keep up on that?
I do watch it. I'm not caught up right now because I was deep into the summer house thing. So
I am obsessed with what is going on right now between Bryce and is it Zach?
I don't know. I'm not caught up.
You gotta catch up because I've been sending you stuff.
The first half an episode, like I just haven't got caught up. But like it is my.
So you haven't seen the girth check?
No, I haven't seen. No, I haven't seen any of it. I've only watched a half of the first episode, and then I got sidetracked. But like I'm off for the next 2 weeks, so
that's your homework.
Yeah, that was my plan. So I had something to like watch. Girth check. That's juicy.
It is insane, and I can 100. I have thoughts, but like you got to watch it first because that makes sense now. Like because I've been sending you TikToks, and you're probably like, what is this? But it's all happening on Love Island.
And like some of it, I'll see that it's a Love Island thing, and I'll scan away from it so that I don't watch it because I don't want like spoilers. Like I'm really good at not having spoilers, so I'll just scan away from it. Speaking of scrolling away, you sent me TikTok AI fruit, and I was like, oh, I want to see the rest of the story. How did this story end on this one? And so I go to the actual page where it's made, and I ended up in like gay anime TikToks. Like the fruit AI was no longer fruit AI. The fruit AI was, the entire page was like gay anime, and the guys were like cheating on their partners, like cheating on their girlfriend, and like don't tell Sally, like she could never know that I'm here. She thinks I'm at the gym, and he has his like gym bag, and they're like making out on the counter. And I was like,
I saw one this morning that was like,
how did I get to gay AI?
I saw one this morning that was like a peach that went to a hotel. It was like, where's Robert? Where's my husband, Robert?
It wasn't a peach. They were people, though. Like, it wasn't like gay fruit. It was, they were anime people.
Oh, I'm interested. Can you send me one?
I'll find it again.
I'm like, yeah, I saw gay fruit. I'm sorry.
No, I've seen the gay fruits, but I was like, how did I get to this side of TikTok? I was unprepared. I was unprepared for what I scrolled upon.
Speaking of gay spoilers, though, I'm so upset that the final volume of Heartstopper, my favorite little British gay adventure, is being, well, that comes formally, the last volume, the graphic novel, comes out July 2nd in the UK. But some bookstores have not been, yeah, literally all back there. Like I have pre-ordered the last volume. I got it in a hardcover this time with like colored pages. I'm so excited. But some people have managed to get copies early, and I'm like, you all suck. Like, first of all, why couldn't I have gotten the book early? Like, why couldn't I have been one of those lucky people? And second of all, if you all ruin this for me, I'm heavily involved on Reddit, and if I see any spoilers, I'm gonna be so upset. Like, because part of Volume 6 covers what's gonna be in the movie that comes out July 17th. I literally took work off to watch this movie because I'm like, it's gonna be emotional. It's gonna be a crazy end, and I'm just, anyway. All of that to say, y'all hear me, y'all on Reddit, do not post spoilers because Chris is around and I don't want it to be ruined.
Hopefully they do the like spoiler alert at the top so that you won't read it. Do you have self-control? Okay, got you.
I mean, I think I've literally watched the trailer for the movie like 50 times at this point. So
you're compulsive if not anything.
I'm, yeah, so I will try to stay away from spoilers, but no, I will. I owe that to myself. Yeah. And I owe that to the story to give it a proper ending for me.
Look, if I could wait like months in between watching the show so that I could only watch it with you, I think you can avoid it for a couple of weeks.
Since the movie's coming, I'm gonna make Ryan rewatch all three. Like, I'm making it. I'm like, anyone hanging out with Chris, we're gonna be watching Heartstopper. We're gonna be watching these two little British boys fall in love for like the 20th
over
to 30th
over again.
I know, it's funny. Like, when I make Ryan watch it, because he's one of those people that's like, when he's seen it once, he's like, okay, I'm good. I don't need to necessarily see it again. Me too. And I'm over here, and I'm like, we have to watch it again because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. And he's like, but we do. And I'm like, we don't. What if we watch it again? Something different happens. We don't know. So we got to watch it again. Just to make sure. And we will.
Okay. What is your ache of the week?
What is my ache of the week? I'm not gonna lie. I've actually had a pretty good week. Like, last week, I feel like I was like kind of sad and was like, oh, I'm so lonely. And now this week, I'm like, yeah, loneliness. I don't know her. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't know what all that was about. That was crazy. I think, honestly, here's my ache of the week. I've been noticing this over the last couple of days, especially when I do my workouts. It makes me incredibly sad that, like, we're getting closer to, America's birthday, whatever you want to call it. But there's, like, fireworks and trash just being left all over my neighborhood from people just lighting up fireworks.
Oh, that's yucky.
Yeah, on my workout this morning, like, I found like food trash next to a bunch of like fireworks and like bottle rockets and all these just firework debris, and I'm like, we have and people wonder why the earth is dying and why, like, I literally saw something that there are only two rhinos left of the species of rhinos. I think I sent it to you. It was like super sad, and I'm like, man, we ruin everything. We ruin our environment. We make species go extinct. Like, can we just exist and respect our world and respect our environments and not intrude on other habitats and maybe not fill the ocean with trash? I don't know. Maybe that's me being too radical, but yeah, I think that it makes me so sad because, like, you just want to go and enjoy like our community, and like I want to keep like our sidewalks nice, our parks nice, and it is just so flabbergasting to me that people are like, oh yeah, my In-N-Out burger wrappers and the fries that I'm not going to eat, I'm just going to throw those on the ground. Like, what? Like, because that's what it was. It was like in and out trash, and then it was like some bottle rockets and stuff. And I'm just like, can we not, like, if you're gonna eat and
Just
light
pick
off
it up.
fireworks, just pick up after yourself.
Just pick it up. Yeah.
Like, it drives me insane.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I'm like, this is why we can't have like nice. I hate to be the mom of like, well, this is why we can't have nice things. But it's true. This is why we can't have nice things, because we just trash everything.
What's your relief of the week?
I bought a new exhaust fan for my bathroom literally like 30 minutes ago.
Adulting.
And it has like 16 million colors. It has a built-in Bluetooth speaker. So I'm going to be like, my bathroom is going to be disco. Like, I'm going to be bumping stuff while I'm soaking in the bath after my workout.
Yeah.
It has all of these nice, like, modern, like, features, like humidity, like sensors, odor sensors. Like, I can control it on my phone. It comes with a remote. It has different fan speeds. I can change, like, all the lighting and everything. There's like 16 million colors. Like, I am so stoked. Like, we're also, I didn't tell you this, but we're also buying, we're going to replace like the mirror in our bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like a lighted external mirror that we're going to like hardwire into the wall.
Cool.
It's going to, like we're slowly doing things to make our house less sterile, because it's just kind of white and that's fine. But like, my tones right now in my house are like gray, white. Like, we've tried adding some color and things. Like, that's why I painted this room like blue and that kind of thing. So just trying to make it a bit more homey. But all of that to say, I am so stoked for this exhaust fan. Like, I'm giddy about it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be listening to That's That Me Espresso while I'm in the bath, and it's going to be coming from my ceiling. I'm so pumped.
I saw that thing, so I'm really curious to see how much you love it, because I feel like I might need it just for the lighting aspect of itself. But like, I didn't want to buy it. But if I love it at your house, then I'll probably buy it too.
I was going to say, you'll be able to like...
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like,
see it and stuff.
I'm glad that like somebody that I know bought it so that I can
It's going to be here Tuesday.
See it.
It's going to be here fast.
It's going to be great. Oh, that's exciting. Yay for adult things that are exciting.
Woo!
I'm
like when Sabrina's going to be like, dim the lights. The lights are actually going to dim. That's crazy.
That's wild. That's super wild.
What's your ache and relief?
My ache, look, I was in an important meeting the other day. And so I had my office door closed so that the cats wouldn't come in and like jump in front of the camera and what have you. And so they were out and they really desperately bad wanted in, but like, sorry, this is not the day. Today is your day off. You don't get to come into my office.
While they're screeching and trying to get their paws under the door.
I hear a commotion, like a large commotion, but I can't get up to go look to see what this commotion is. So a little bit of time goes by, meeting finally ends. I walk out of my office and I look down, and one of my cats has decided to piss on the front door. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, cat? I continue walking. I turn the corner. I see in my kitchen, they have opened the pantry and they have knocked 2 jars of spaghetti sauce off of the top shelf of the pantry. So I walk into my kitchen and my kitchen is covered in ragu and glass and paw prints everywhere. So I leave this meeting and I walk into fucking piss and ragu and glass all over the place. I was just like, I'm so fucking over this. You know how long it took me to clean my kitchen? So long. So long. And I just could not get the smell of ragu out of my nostrils, because like,
well, you know what the first problem is you need to be a Prego sauce person. That's the first.
I don't know what brand it was.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're talking about all of this, and I'm over here like, no, ragu
brand. I don't know what brand it was. All I know is 2 jars of spaghetti sauce were no longer edible because they were filled with glass shards and all over.
Well, in this
kitchen
economy,
floor.
that's a big deal.
I was so upset. It was just like, this is...
And who wants to clean up pasta sauce and cat pee? Like,
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are really that mad that I'm in this office without you, that you are on a holy reign of terror through my house. Like people are like, this is why I don't have cats. And I'm like, yes, that day I would agree with you because that was awful.
I'm more of a dog person myself.
I mean, I love my dog. She's cool, but like my cats are there's nothing better than like when you're sad and a cat comes and lays on your chest and purrs, and like their purring also regulates your nervous system. So, like the fact that I have so many cats and they just like pile on me, I'm like, this is great.
I just have 75-pound golden retrievers that
Yeah.
do that too, but
Yeah.
it's
They don't purr.
well, no, but I mean, it's almost like Dakota. He's like a weighted blanket, and I
Yeah,
love
he
it.
is. I like when he sits on my lap too. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Yeah, for sure. So that was my ache, just like cat piss and
pasta sauce
pasta sauce. Yeah.
with glass shards.
Yeah.
Yum.
I know. Although, if you remember a handful, like a month or 2 months ago, my cat also knocked down a full bottle of wine onto my floor.
Yeah. Was it the same one that?
Yes, he's a menace. He is
Of course, it's a he too. Like
he's a menace. He's a kitten. So he's the youngest one, and he is an insane, crazy person. Part of the pantry problem was my fault. I have certain things on the top of them to like lock them so the cats can't open the pantry, and I didn't latch
lock.
it when I ran into my meeting. And so he was like, oh, well, I'll help you. I'll
What-
help
What
remind
color?
you as to why.
He sounds like orange cat personality. Is he
No,
an orange?
he's white.
Okay.
My
Wow.
orange cat is the one that pissed on the door. Like he's
Okay,
so,
that's orange
yeah,
cat.
he was
That's
very
orange
much
cat
just like,
personality.
yeah, why won't you let me in? So that was that, and that was very annoying. Anyway, my relief of the week though is what is my relief of the week? Well,
Me.
I'm on vacation for the next 2 weeks off of work. So that's nice because I take very few vacations. Like I take very minimal time off, and it's usually every 6 months I take a little bit of time off. And this is much needed and much warranted. And so I'm excited about that. That's probably my relief.
That is exciting though. It's nice to have like 2 weeks off and just have something to kind of look forward to. Like I think everyone, regardless of if you're doing a big trip or if you're just kind of like chilling and doing a staycation, I think everyone like it just kind of gives you something to look forward to. And like you can do things at your pace. You can wake up when you want to wake up.
Totally.
No, I think it'll be good. It's always good to have some time away from work and just being able to like be a person without having like your professional hat on 24/7.
For sure. And like my stepmom was in town, and so she came by the house she brought breakfast, and
What did she bring? What kind of breakfast?
she brought bagels and mimosas.
Okay.
And then, so like that was really nice. And I've talked before about how she's like helping me try to lure the hummingbirds to my house. And so she also brought flowers, like potted flowers for my porch too. So like really, really trying to get these hummingbirds, which reminds me, I was so excited because I thought a hummingbird finally came to my house, and I was so excited. And I run out onto the porch to like see said hummingbird, only to be attacked by a psychopathic moth that is big enough to be misinterpreted for a hummingbird. So that was not awesome. And that was
It should
basically
honestly be illegal for a moth to be that size. Like
suing it. You can go sue the sun. I am filing a class action lawsuit against fucking moths. I hate them.
For impersonating a hummingbird.
For impersonating a hummingbird. Like imposter. Hate. Anyway, so that is that.
Just silly little things.
Yeah, just, we're all just silly gooses, as
I'm an official member of the Silly Goose Club.
Silly Goose Club over here.
I say that at work all the time, especially like during our staff meetings. We have staff meetings like for a solid 3 days every month, 3 days in a row, because there's just so much stuff that we have to get through. And yeah, I don't know, like sometimes I'll like raise my hand to say something and then they'll like call on me and then I'll put it down and I'll be like, never mind. I think I'm just being a silly goose or something. Like, I don't know. like, I don't know. Let me go out with my flock out back and chill for a minute and then I'll be fine, I guess.
I just imagine you like, I hear you say silly goose, but I just imagine you like out prancing with a flock like flamingos. Just like strutting.
Strut. Born for the runway.
Yes. So, what do we have? Do we have anything
Oh,
important to say this week?
I think we had something. Hold on, let me bring up my no, not that. Pull up the old notes right here.
Yeah.
Yes, the discussing the and navigating the workplace and the trial and error of life and just managing.
Ooh.
I will say, I think this depends on like the state and like where you grow up because this can look different. But like, I grew up in rural Iowa, and I remember like my guidance counselor and all my teachers and everyone being like, "Yeah, you need to do well. You have to get A's and B's. You have to do all these clubs. You have to do all these things, and then you need to go to college, and then you need to stay in your little hometown, buy a house with a white fence, and everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be just fine. You're going to live your life and it's going to be great." Wow, what liars. Um, I mean, well, no, like, no, you lied. Y'all lied to me. Um, I think that just goes to show, though, like, I think in this society right now, we're seeing a lot of changes and we're seeing like more things become popular, like certifications and like people taking maybe the untraditional path to building a
Mm,
life for themselves. And I just wish that, someone back when I was in middle school or high school would have been like, hey, maybe you don't need to follow this traditional path. I mean, and my school is even changed. They have like two different paths for like graduation now, to where this is the path you choose for classes if you're going to college. This is the path you choose if you want to do trade school or something. And like the times have just changed a lot. And not that I would personally do anything different, because I've always been like, I always knew college was for me. Like, I did undergrad, I went back to grad school, I got my master's. I've been kind of thinking about a PhD lately. I need to maybe get that out of my head because I doubt my husband wants to support me through another 4 years of grad school.
wow.
Yeah, I can feel him looking at me through our walls now with like mm-mm.
He's like, don't put that into the universe. We're not doing that again.
No, and our friends just enable me because I brought this up to our friends, and one of my friends was like, "But if you go to grad school, you could be like, or if you go for your PhD, you could be Dr. French." And I'm like, "Well, Dr. Professor French in the house." But all of that to say, like, I wish that the people around me when I was growing up would have opened my eyes that there are other opportunities and other ways to achieve like that. The mainstream life goal, like, even I feel like even getting married and having kids, like, I felt like that was very much a like, this is what you do, this is what you gotta do. And then
Yeah.
here I am over here, a little gay boy being like, thanks. So I don't know, I think that's interesting. What was your experience like with that?
Well, I think I was also very much like, you need to go to college or you're not going to be able to do anything. And you also need to graduate high school or you're never going to get into college. And so it was just very much drilled that way. There wasn't actually another option. You go to school or you don't. And if you don't, you are a loser. There wasn't really an additional, or you could take this path. There wasn't that.
It was like,
And
here's the path, walk it.
right. And I had so much going on as a teenager that it was very much like, yeah, sure, I want to go to college. And I remember sitting in all of these, like, the colleges would come to my school and
Oh
present, and you'd
yeah.
see all the
Yeah.
brochures and stuff. And so it
They
was
give
like,
you their business cards and little
yeah. And
things like
so it was
that.
like, cool. Like, there's so many cool colleges to go to, but like, I couldn't get past, like, how do I survive this school year to even think about that? And so that was just really not, it was hard. It was hard to focus on the here and now. And then also, or don't do anything for the rest of your life. Like, it just was very, I think, very daunting to say the least.
And there's already so much pressure being a teenager as
Yeah.
it is. Like, you're trying to
Yeah.
figure yourself out. You're
Yeah.
trying to like figure out like, who am I? What do
Yeah.
I enjoy? What do I want to do? And then you have all of these like adult figures that are like, you have to go to college and you have to get a nice job, and then you'll buy a house, and then you'll get married, and then you'll have kids, you'll have a dog, you'll have a cat, like you'll work the family farm, like whatever that is. And it's like, yeah, like there's just honestly there's a lot of pressure. And I don't know, like I know there's some people that are like, I would love to go back to high school. I'd do that in a heartbeat. No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
I would rather run in traffic and take chances. Like, absolutely not. You could not pay me enough money in the whole wide world to go back to college or back to high school. And, you know, people are like, yeah, but if you took what you know now, and I'm like, which would make it even worse. If I took what I know now back to high school, I was already a menace in high school. Like, do you really think that me being who I am today would have tolerated for a fraction of the bullshit that went on in high school? Oh no. No. I might not have been jumping over desks, punching people in the face. That did happen. But I definitely wouldn't have listened to a bunch of teenagers talk about nonsense. I would have been like, shut the fuck right up.
The grade below me, the class below me, they had a field trip to like a college to go like, you know, explore it. And they stopped at a McDonald's on the way back, and they ended up getting banned from the McDonald's because they threw pickles on the walls and like, and I'm like, yeah, like this is just like, why would I want to go back to that? Like, no. Literally embarrassing.
I was at my homecoming dinner with a group of people one time, and like the boys were playing, you know, whenever you take like a wrapper and you make like a little like triangle football out of it.
Yes.
So they made like a little triangle football, and they were flicking it across the table. We were at Olive Garden, and they were flicking it across the table, and it went over somebody's head and hit a guy at a different table. And I remember just sitting in the group of all of these people. Mind you, I'm also the youngest because the guy I was dating was actually my kid's dad, and he's 2 years older than I am. And I was so embarrassed that these upperclassmen are acting this way in a restaurant. Like, my parents would never have let me do that. And I never would have. Like, you hit a man with a paper football at Olive Garden. Like, we're not in a barn. I mean, it's Olive Garden. It's not. Hey.
I mean, I grew up in rural Iowa, so my high school is kind of a barn, but
Actually, I did go to a high school, and the gym was in like a gigantic like metal silo. So like it was in a barn.
Oh no.
I ended up moving out to Elizabeth. And so Elizabeth now has a new school, but way out east, it was a barn. It was
my school got
embarrassing.
They actually got a bond, and like they redid it, and now it looks like a college campus. But I'm like, yeah, no, I definitely. Well, and my school is built literally in the middle of a cornfield. Like there's this giant cornfield, and then there's just a road that goes right in the middle, and then it takes you to the school. Like,
I mean, I went to a bunch of different high schools around, and so that happened whenever I was at a much larger high school. It was not in a barn. I did end up at one that was in a barn, but like, anyways, I digress. So no, I would also not go back. But I do think that like I see a lot now as I get older in the workforce now, very different priorities that are really challenging to navigate, right? Because I was very much raised with this, like, if you're not early, you're late. You go to work. You don't need to make friends at work.
It took you so long to even give me your personal phone number, and I know you have
you left. I didn't give you my personal phone number until you left.
I know, that's what I'm saying though. Like, what do you mean you don't go to work? I mean, I know, yes, you don't go to work to make friends, but I'm like, damn.
I mean, but you were
like,
my friend.
We knew each other for like 2.5 years, and it's like it took you that long. Like, what was I supposed to do, Brittany? Like, send you an email? Like, do I put up smoke signals?
Hope I see it. Yeah. So I mean, that was very different, but it was also like, no, these are the rules. You follow the rules. You come into the office. You do what you're supposed to do. Like, you're not calling out sick just to call out sick, right? There's all of these things that were in place. Now, I'm also, right, big mental health advocate, we work in a helping field. And so mental health does matter. Take a fucking mental health day. You don't have to tell people why you're taking a mental health day. Take a fucking mental health day. Like, I will never.
Like, it's no different. Like, then, like, yeah, right. You may have a cold, but sometimes your brain also
It's a little sick sometimes, yeah. So, like, there are certain things that, like, I can agree needed to change, but there's other things where it's like, I don't go to work and expect anybody to help me with my workload at all. This is my workload. I don't need your help. I don't expect anybody to help, and I'm probably not gonna let anybody help. And then, like, we have a younger generation of people coming in that are like, "Help me do this." Right, "Help me do this, and why isn't my supervisor helping me do that?" And, like, "I shouldn't have to do all of this, and I shouldn't have to work so many hours, and I shouldn't have to do all of this thing, and I shouldn't have to be accountable, and like, I was tired, and I didn't feel like doing that, so I didn't do that." And, like, truly believing that there's no consequences or ramifications for that, and I will never understand. Like, it will never make sense to my brain because I was not raised that way. I didn't interview that way.
It,
It's interesting to see interviews. I see a lot of interviews, and it's interesting to see how people present in an interview.
do you
Like,
notice a difference between like older, or I don't even want to
yes,
say older people, but like
yes,
maybe let's do like, do you see a difference between millennials and Gen Z?
yes,
Really?
yes.
I'm kind of curious, like what are the things that immediately like stick out to you?
When people show up, right?
Okay.
People will come in, they'll show up late and still expect that it's, like, fine, and I'm like,
Oh, I'm not sure. Well, I mean,
I'm already not
I'm Gen
hiring you.
Z, and even I won't show up late to an
Yeah,
interview.
I'm
Like,
already not hiring you. If you were not here at the start, I'm already not hiring you. I think what they do while they wait, you'll see people, like, scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on this. You're here for an interview. Don't scroll. Don't scroll. Put your phone down. Put your phone down. You can wait. And so, like, I think there's a lot of those, like, I would never older people don't. Like, they'll sit there, they might have a book, they might be rereading their resume or the job qualifications or something like that, but they're not scrolling on their phones, and younger people are scrolling on their phones. So even just how you show up, the way people dress, I've seen that there's a drastic
really?
difference in the way people dress. And we all know that I'm going to push the dress code boundary as far as I can because I'm not showing up in a business suit or whatever. Like, every outfit I have, I'm going to tailor around my Doc Martens, period. Don't care what it is. I'm tailoring it to my Doc Martens. So I'm lenient in the sense of like that. Like, I don't need you to be in a suit and tie, but like some people will come suit and tie. Do not come in a raggedy t-shirt. Do not. What are you doing? Did you just wake up? Did you not?
Oh, there's been people that have actually shown up to interviews and just like of,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
my
Just like
gosh.
whatever they threw on. And I'm like, this is an interview for your job. Like, so there's those types of things. There's also, I was always very much told, like, prepare for your interview. Prepare for the company that you're interviewing for and
Learn about them, do a little bit
learn
of
about them.
research. Like, what are they doing that's of interest to you, and what can you potentially contribute to that?
Yeah. And I see a lot of lack of preparation. And I'm like, do you know where you are? Like, do you know this is a weird, weird role to try and walk into without preparation? But like, I also had for a long time, like through COVID and stuff, I had a part-time job at Victoria's Secret.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that now. Yeah.
Um, And that was interesting because I would watch people come into interviews with that too, and even more lackadaisical with that. And I'm like, I understand that this is just a retail job, but the people that are interviewing for just a retail job also didn't have degrees and the education to do so. So this is your job. You are interviewing for a job to pay your bills, to cover your life, and you can't put in the time or effort to plan, prepare, or even dress appropriately. I'm just saying appropriately. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you have to be dressed to the nines. I'm not saying that you have to have brand new, right? Because I understand finances for people and people can only do what people can do. So I'm certainly not
Yeah, right. It's
judging
not
that.
like we can go out and buy like the
Yeah.
$300 piece suit from
Yeah.
Calvin Klein or whatever.
Yes. Not that at all. Like, I don't care if you're a man and you show up in like dark colored pants and a polo shirt. Like, would I like to see you show up in something different on an interview? Maybe. Maybe. But like, would I frown at you for showing up like that? No, not at all. Am I going to frown at you for showing up in a stretched out t-shirt and ripped jeans? I am.
I
I am.
think I think too, what's something that I've noticed is just like even like communication styles. So like my workplace actually, we just went through like a generational training
Mm.
where they put and it felt a little weird because it felt like we were being kind of boxed in because they put like the different generations on the walls, and we had to like we would get like a question or a stereotype, and we would go to the generation that we felt like fit that. Yeah, it was a little interesting. but
Wow.
but one thing that came out of that was like communication styles,
Yes.
because I will say, like, for me, if and I don't mean any disrespect when I communicate this way, but like, if someone sends me like a Teams message and I read it and it's not something that I have to like, like some people would be like, hey, just letting you know X, Y, and Z. Like a lot of people would be like, okay, thanks, or like ask a follow up question. I react to it. I give it a thumbs up.
A little heart.
Sometimes I will heart it. Sometimes I will give a smiley face. Like it just depends on what I'm like responding to.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a time where when I held the job that we worked at together, like I reacted like that to a client, and I remember them like they actually got upset by that. They were like, Chris is being like so disrespectful
Oh
and
my
like
God.
not even acknowledging me. And it's like I wasn't like I that was me in my way. That's me acknowledging like, hey, I saw your message, and if there's nothing else that I need to do with that, like if you're just informing me of something, that's my way of being like, cool, got it, like understood,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. And I'm also like, even just in email communication, like I put smiley faces. Like sometimes if I can put emojis in the subject line, I will put emojis in the subject line. Like I know you're like, oh, gasp, like, oh,
Not in the subject line.
not in the subject line, golly gee.
Clutching my
I
pearls.
I know, but that's just like how like, and I'm also a very animated and expressive
Yeah.
person though, and
Yeah.
like that's just how I communicate, and it's like
Yeah.
I never mean anything, ill intent by it. Now I will say I think it's important to know your audience, so like
Yes.
would I necessarily communicate that same way with the deputy executive director versus my direct supervisor? I think that may look a little
If
different.
she's listening, hey girl,
Yeah,
hey.
hey.
We know her.
But yeah, so like but I've noticed like I think Gen Z and the generation below me,
Yeah.
like we have different ways because we kind of grew up with technology and having technology kind of
Yeah.
at our fingertips, and it's very different than what I think like some of the older generations like used to communicate with. And like I said, I think know your audience, but
Yeah.
I think you gotta also be able to adapt with the times, because
I agree with that, right? Like I have adopted plenty of emojis because I'm so direct and I'm so sarcastic. And so I have learned that a little emoji here and there softens things tremendously, and people aren't like, "Oh, is she mad at me?" Cuz I put a little smiley face. What I will say, however, though, like I think as far as like communication styles go, I again very direct. Here's the instructions. Do you know how to do this? Okay, great. Go forth. Do it.
and I would be crying because I'd be like, "What did I do wrong?
Right.
Brittany hates
And
me." Like, and it's like,
and I
okay,
think that
go
there's a
write
lot
this, go
of
do that.
yeah, there's a lot of that that's like, "Oh, why didn't you hold my hand to do that? Why did I need to hold your hand to do that?" Like, "Hey, this is due. This is when this is due. Do you have what you need to do it?" "Yes." "Okay, it's due." Like, I don't why do I need to hold your hand to do that? Why do I need to walk it through? Why do we need to talk about it all the time? Because you know how to do it. If it's a new thing, sure, like, let's work on how we do the new thing. Come up with a plan, blah, 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 blah. But like, no, hey, got a call. Can you fax this over to so and so? Why is that? Please just fax this to so and so. Like, I don't know why extra words need to be
Period.
said. Period. Can you fax this to so and so by end of business today? Yeah. So like I grew up in a world where like you do just this is the directive, you go do the thing. Like we don't have to have a whole like kumbaya hand holding to do a task all day long. Let's just do our jobs. So that one's
typing back like, okay, boss, I'll do that right away. Smiley face. Got to send a smiley face so they know that it's all good. I got this. Like, it's okay. I think too, like I've
I'm
noticed.
okay with a thumbs up. If I was like, hey, so-and-so called and they need this faxed over today, can you make sure you get that done? Thumbs up works. Cool. Great. You've acknowledged that you got it. You're going to go do it. But like, it's interesting whenever I get certain feedback that'll be like, I wish she was more like, soft in the delivery of things. And I'm like, what?
Well, and I think too, like, I think that also goes back to like almost like being reassured that you're doing a good job, because I think there are people that, some people could go their entire careers without needing any sort of affirmation. They're just like, this is the job. I'm just doing my job. I'm doing
Sure.
what I'm here to do. And then I think there are people that need that reassurance that like, okay, did I do that correctly? Should I have done something different? And then I think there's kind of people in the middle, and I think I fall somewhere kind of in the middle. Like, I don't constantly need reassurance, but every once in a while it would be nice if, someone was like, hey, Chris, I noticed like you did X, Y, and Z and you did that really well. Like, hey, great job. Like, I appreciate that.
Oh, for sure.
It's not something that I feel like I need, but it is every once in a while. It's just nice to have like some acknowledgement of like, great job. You handled that situation really well. Like, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are a lot of people that almost need that constant reassurance. And I'm, quite honestly, I'm not entirely sure as a Gen Z, like where that comes from either. I don't know if it's like maybe, their past experiences at a workplace that, they had a bad experience. And so like they want to make sure that they're doing something right. Or I really don't, I don't know if it's like, college experiences like changing and like how it's more collaborative and like group projects and things based off of that. Like, and it is like, I mean, grad school for me was a lot of group papers, a lot of group research, because it's just constant people collaboration. And part of me wonders, like, is this need for reassurance coming from how we're teaching, how we're being taught, how we're learning? Like, I also remember this kind of plays into like high school a little bit, when I remember I had teachers that would tell me like, you can't have your phones out. You're never going to have like calculators at your fingertips. You're going to have to learn how to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, no, honestly, if I have a question now, like I could quite literally go to my Gemini app that Samsung provides, and I could be like, yeah, I know everything. Yeah. And it's like, I have honestly, that should be a podcast topic. It's like, do you agree with cell phone bans in schools and how that's going?
We've talked about that.
Did we?
Yes. Chris clearly feels very passionate about like cell phones and things right now.
I have a lot of, where education is going and its current status, I have a lot of thoughts.
I guess we talked about social media bans.
Social media bans.
We didn't talk about.
I'm not crazy.
I'm wrong. You're right. Sorry.
Say that again. What?
All right. On this day, I am wrong and Chris was right about cell phones and school topics.
I knew it.
Okay.
But yeah, all of that to say, going back to the reassurance stuff, like some people really do require that level of like that extra, I don't want to say sensitivity, but that hand holding, maybe like what you were saying, like, and maybe it's not forever, maybe it's not permanent, but I don't know. I see people around me and I'm like you, and maybe that's just what they need. We all have different personalities. Yeah. We all have different working styles.
Yes.
Because I know, like, the emojis and that kind of thing, like, that's not for everyone. That's not how everyone's going to communicate. But it also doesn't mean that someone's automatically, like, mad at me just because they're not using an emoji. And that's, like, so I think we have to, like, check ourselves, too. Like, just because this is Chris's way of communication doesn't mean that if someone communicates differently with me, that it's automatically negative or bad.
100%. I think like overall, like when we're talking about communication overall, regardless of if it's at work or in a friendship, a relationship, a family, blah, 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 wherever it is, like it is a constant like evolution, right? You need to be checking in on that constantly because everybody communicates different. Everybody's communication needs are different. And that doesn't mean that their communication needs are wrong. And so
Exactly.
it is 100% up to us to be able to try to meet each other, right? That's not a one-way road. Like it is up to all of us to try to meet each other where each other is at, right? So really being able to understand like, okay, Brittany's pretty direct whenever she types. I just type words. I just type, thank you. Like, does that mean Brittany is mad or short or yelling at me? No, that's just how Brittany types.
Yep.
And I can also be like, okay, I know that they're a little sensitive to this very directness. I can add more words or I can follow up afterwards to just be like,
You're doing great,
hey,
sweetie.
yes, absolutely. And so I think that like it does require all parties to just try to meet as close to the middle as possible, but all parties have to do it, right? Like, and I think there is a breakdown that happens there, especially in the workplace, because you have a
Hmm.
younger generation that's like, they need to accommodate my needs. And then you have an older generation that's like, you need to do what's being asked of you. And like, those are not aligning anywhere. And there has to be a bleed. They have to like bleed into each other a
I'm
little bit.
I'm curious. I know we're already at an hour, but I wanna end on this.
Yeah.
What do you think of the work ethic? Do you feel like that is
Shot. It's shot. My work ethic,
my surprise face that I just watched myself
it's
like,
shot. I
really?
think the work ethic in an older generation is 200 times more.
Really? That's so
Mhm.
interesting because like my perspective is okay. So I think I grew up watching the people around me just like work and work and work. Like
Yeah,
my dad worked
absolutely.
all the time, like all these hours. Like, I mean, he was gone constantly because he was working.
Yeah.
And I see people like, like as I was getting older and stuff into high school, like the amount of hours like my teachers would work getting there before and after school.
Yeah,
But then also like my own career, like putting in 50 plus hour weeks
for
and
sure.
and it's hard, but I think like something that I have kind of, I don't want to say adopted, but and I don't think I don't think it's we don't want to work or we don't want to put in the effort. I know. Hold on, hear me out. I truly don't think it's that. But what I think it is having the balance. Like I think Gen Z and the younger generation below my generation,
Yeah.
we we have different values on how we are valuing like the amount of time and energy that we put into work. It's not that we don't want to work,
Yeah, it's a
but
work-life balance
but
and
I
like
think
a
we
desire.
want
Mhm.
quite honestly, like yeah, once I hit 40 hours, I'm like goodbye. Like I'm done. Like I have no
I don't
more
even
to
know what
give.
that's like.
I have no more to give. Like I'm exhausted from
Yeah.
from 40 hours and I want to go home and I want to sit on the couch and cuddle with my dog
Yeah.
and do not call me. I'm not going to answer.
Well, and I think like and
But I will give 110% like those 40 hours when I'm there. And I understand there are going to be times where yes, you're going to have to put in an extra day or something here and there because you're helping with this project or you're doing this. And like I agree, like there needs to be flexibility with that because we can't all just say no every single time.
sure.
But I think, like Gen Z and below, like they value mental health. They value
Yeah.
like their time. Like for some people, time is more valuable than money, quite honestly. And like I think we are more adamant about like we will take that mental health day
Mhm.
if something like
Yeah.
was too stressful or something crazy happened, like we're not afraid to be like, nope, I'm sick. I'm not doing that today. Like I'm just not doing it today.
Well, but I think I've also seen it, like, I've seen it and it's different in my everyday job than it is, like, when I worked at Victoria's Secret.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so that was, like, really interesting to watch because in my everyday job, people show up. Like, 9 times out of 10, people are showing up. Like people come to work. People are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And yes to everything that you just said. Like I do agree with all of that. And I think that work-life balance is a very fine line. It's very hard because somewhere in our brains, like we've decided that 40 hours is a hard cutoff, and it's not. I don't know why that is the way that it is. I mean, I do know where it comes from, but like it's fine. 41 hours, 42 hours, it's fine. Like there used to be a day where people like were jumping at the bit for overtime. Like my youngest, if he can't put in 50 or 60 hours a week, he's mortified because he wants that overtime so much, and he's 24, right? So I think that there's different things, but I've also seen like the amount of people that just wouldn't show up to a shift, like at Victoria's Secret, just not show up.
Like no call it, just
call.
like nothing. But then the next day they'll be like, oh yeah, sorry, I had this thing yesterday, so I just
or I was out too late last night, or like my mom needed me to drive her to the store. What? Your mom is grown. Tell her to fucking wait, Uber, drive herself. Like you have a job. So there's a lot of, I've seen strange things happen, and it does look very different from like this type of job to like this type of job. So I think I don't want to like,
it's very job dependent and field dependent, right?
Yes.
Like social work is a lot different than the fast food industry. The fast food industry is a lot different than working for city government, like doing parks and recreation and finance and managing budgets. And, I think too, like the higher up that you get to, it's almost like you don't want to be too important. And I say that in a way that is not like, because I think so many people have great potential and they are great, they become great leaders. But the higher you get, the more dependent, the more people need you, the more you have authority over large scale, like finances and moving money and things like that.
Yeah,
And
it's different.
I think that looks different, right? Like, even like a director showing up looks a lot different than your frontline supervisor showing up.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that director should still have at some point some flexibility to be able to take a step back. And it's such a hard balance, because I think I think Gen Z, quite honestly, just wants, like, I don't think we necessarily want to be like all supervisors and all managers. And I think some of us just want to like be individual contributors. And like, because I think there used to be this idea, and I even had it in my head myself. I was like, I'm going to be a worker. I'm going to be a lead worker. I'm going to be a supervisor. And then I'm going to be an admin, and I'm going to retire as an admin. That was my career path when I first started out. And now I'm like, I want to make the most amount of money for quite honestly, the least amount of stress, to where I can still I can still enjoy my life, so I can travel, because I'm starting to value like life experiences as I've kind of matured in my young 29-year-old age.
Yeah, that's what you've said.
I really think I am starting, and it's not that I value my career less, but I think the value has shifted. It looks different because I still very much enjoy my career. I show up, I still give 110%. Like, I love what I do. I love working with all the people that I work with in my field, but I'm also at a point where I'm like, I don't necessarily need to be a director or an admin anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I would be very content doing what I'm doing and just being able to travel and see the world and, doing that. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of value conflicts almost and shifting, and that just looks different for, I think, every generation, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I agree. And with that, we're going to end there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And new episodes come out every single Monday. And don't be afraid to break.
And don't forget to be gay. It's June 28th. We only got 3 days left of Pride, or however many days are left.
Toodles, fiddles, bye.
Bye.